Many service providers are actually using the influencer business model without realizing it, and they wonder why their content is not turning followers or lurkers into clients. The two business models are completely different and they work differently and they don't work for all personalities. Mixing both can actually kill your marketing and be counterproductive. Ask me how I know. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what type of marketing to choose for your business and your personality so that you get seen, you get clients without losing your sanity and getting burnout as a bonus, because nobody wants that bonus. Right? So first of all, we're going to see what is the influencer business model. It's built on proximity. Your audience buys personal access, lifestyle, and identity. So, quick disclaimer, there is no right or wrong, right? Everything that I'm going to be saying here is not a judgment of anyone who uses any. It's only about what is right for you. Right. With the influencer business model, trust is built through constant visibility and relatability. So it's a lot of, I get you, I went through that, but not always. Sometimes yes, but depending on what it is, not always this is how you get out of it. This is just, I see you, I'm with you, we're in this together, but not necessarily let me lead you out of it kind of thing. Sometimes, but not always. Influencers get their revenue through brand deals, sponsorships, or selling through like access to their world. And this can work for some industries, but not all industries. Once again, it totally depends on your activity and what you are actually promoting. In the influencer business model, success is also measured by likes, engagement, things that don't really pay the bills for an entrepreneur if you don't have brand deals and if you don't have sponsorship, right? So once again, nothing wrong with it, but many entrepreneurs are dabbling into this model while being an entrepreneur. And then they wonder why their business is not scaling. I've totally been there and I've invested in courses like Instagram, social media courses. And even if I was following what I was told, it never worked for me. So I was making myself wrong for that without knowing, realizing that that's simply because that's not what I was built for. That's not how God designed me. So as much as I would try and post every day for months, it never worked for me. There was a mismatch because I'm an entrepreneur and the entrepreneur business model is totally different. So just to finish about the influencer business model, it requires constant posting, like daily posting, behind the scenes, personal stories. Personal struggles are also shared publicly. Nothing wrong with that, once again, not shaming anyone, but not everyone wants to actually show their lives. I know I don't. And not that I have anything to hide, but sometimes it's not really relevant to what you're selling. So if you're a fitness coach, for example, of course, you want to show your personal life and how you actually implement your fitness routine in your personal life. That makes sense. But for someone like me, and I know I'm not the only one, like, would you like to see my daily life? No, I mean, boring, right? As an influencer, as the creator, you are the product. So I know it's kind of similar to personal branding, but there is a fine line. And I was actually talking about this with a brand strategist not long ago, actually, a few days ago. And she was saying, yes, there is a fine line and it's been blurred because even if you are your brand, you control what you want to share. Like there is a risk, a fine line between oversharing, mistaking social media for couch therapy. and sharing as soon as there is something going on, letting emotions take over. And this can hurt credibility, in my opinion. And also, the content that you share disappears really fast. Like you go on Canva, you create a post, a carousel, a reel, whatever, wherever you're posting, even a TikTok video. And within a few hours, it's gone. And you don't really have a way for it to be found again. It's not like you go on Google and type keywords and it shows up. It's gone forever unless someone clicks on your profiles and wants to scroll endlessly to see your post from 3 months ago. So yeah, a lot of effort goes into not much result actually. And the virality is unpredictable. And even if you get viral, I was talking to an expert the other day who got viral a few years ago. And he was sharing how it was great because he was being tagged and he had a lot of DMs, he had a lot of opportunities, but it was all at once. And it felt overwhelming. He was like, how am I going to cope? And now that he's over this wave, he actually prefers the anonymity because he has more control. He can deal with who he wants to work, and it feels more sustainable. The social media business model also sells a dream, so to speak, with virality, like being viral is going to solve all problems. For some, it does, but it's not the majority. And usually there are other things involved behind the scenes that we are not aware of. How many coaches are actually talking about their content and all of that, and then suddenly you realize that they have a team, but they had never told you that beforehand. So yeah, social media can be a full-time job in itself. The influencer model also works best for personality-led brands, like I was saying, fitness coaches, beauty, and low friction offers. There are usually impulse decisions and to be like this person. Like it's really the influence. You're purchasing, you're not buying a course, you're buying a status. And there is no guarantee that when you apply these methods, you're going to have results. I tried this. I bought courses, like I said, programs, because that person was successful. So I'm like, if I buy their thing, I'm going to be successful too. But that was not my way. And where they were in their business was completely different from where I was in my business. Their dreams were completely different from mine. Doesn't make one better than the other, just make things different. So this was more, I did this and it worked for me, so it's going to work for you without necessarily having evidence. And it's not because you have reach, you have a lot of followers that you're going to have a lot of money. It doesn't work like that. Not for everyone. Yes. This is about the influencer model. Now about the expert business model or the entrepreneur business model. It's built on outcome, like clients by results, a proven framework, a way out of their problem. Like they have a problem, they want a solution. You position yourself as the no-brainer step that's going to bridge the gap between where they are now and where they want to be. So trust is built through demonstrated expertise and clarity about what you solve. Like which problem are you solving? You're known for one thing, one problem, one solution for one audience, one type of client. It requires clear positioning. So who are you being? Who are you? Why should people trust you? You are seen as a leader who gets people out of where they are to where they want to be through your proven framework I was referring to earlier. And you put your work and your expertise at the front of the stage, not your personal lifestyle. Even if that's what you believe in, even if that's your values, that's everything, that's not what you lead with. you lead with you instead of I. I'm going to be showing you a graphic. I broke down the type of messaging that is influencer messaging versus entrepreneur messaging. So, as an entrepreneur, following the expert model, you're going to show how you think, your thought leadership. You're also going to be showing case studies and client results. And if you don't choose to do that through social media, you're going to choose to use platforms that build evergreen visibility. So evergreen is never dying, basically a piece of content that works for you forever until you remove it, basically. And the entrepreneur business model works best for high trusted services like lawyers, vets, consultings, even coaches who want to follow that model, therapists, accountants, and clients who purchase services. They need to think, they need to make a decision. It's not impulse, it's a thought process. Like, why are they going to choose you over anyone? Because your content is going to show them that, not through your lifestyle, but through experience and data. It doesn't mean it's never emotional, because you still kind of need a connection, like to feel connected to that person, like the vibe, that you cannot really put into words, but sometimes you just see someone and you're like, oh, this is my people. You don't even know why. So your messaging is also going to help with that, to attract people to you or repel them. And that's okay. It's normal. You cannot just talk to everyone. So as an expert, your audience needs to know they can trust you, your expertise, and they must not feel like they're going to be playing the Russian roulette when they work with you. Okay, this is a proven framework. If I do XYZ, it's going to be working, not because you're buying a status, but because you're buying a framework and a way to get there. So, like I was saying earlier, mixing the two is actually harming your business. Influencer model creates connection, but expert business model needs to build trust. And personal stories, they are good for relatability, building connection, but they are not enough. They're not a proof that you're going to help others. This lifestyle content doesn't really answer the question, what's in it for me? Can you really help me? And when you get engagement, they don't necessarily translate into clients. Likes don't pay the bills, like I always say. So this is where the mismatch is. Even if you do everything right, you're vulnerable, whatever, it's not enough to move someone from seeing you and hiring you to write their general terms and condition, if you're a lawyer, for example, or hire them to deal with their taxes. This requires a lot of trust. Same for a vet. I'm not going to trust anyone with my pets just because they share their breakfast or their personal lifestyle. It's just what works for you, because if you force yourself to do it, you're going to be cringing inside, and people who will be watching you, trust me, they will feel the cringe. So this is so important, to stay aligned with what feels good to you, your nervous system, and what feels comfortable. And I'm not saying to stay in your comfort zone, because if I was staying in my comfort zone, I wouldn't be doing YouTube videos. So challenging yourself, proving yourself you can do it, to help others, to show others that there is another way. That's why I'm doing this, because so many people think it's only social media and the rest is outdated. It's not true at all. So you don't want to fall into one or the other, because that's not going to help you in the long run. You have to have this healthy limit that you can cross in a way that helps you grow. Because if you're using a strategy that drains you and you're not getting results and you keep doing it, then you're going to end up questioning yourself. You're going to have self-doubt. You're going to resent your business. You're going to resent yourself. And that's not a good place to be in. You started your business because you wanted to live life according to your own terms. So yeah, it's going to deserve your purpose at some point. So how to market like an expert and not like an influencer? Lead with reliability over relatability. You can still be relatable, but don't stop here. Show leadership. You are reliable. You know how to get someone from A to B in a certain period of time through your proven framework. And you bring the proof that you've done it before, whether it is with your own personal story for the relatability and leadership, or with clients' results, testimonies, and case studies. I would also recommend to build visibility in the long term. Blog, YouTube, podcast, guest interviews, whether it is blog appearance, podcast appearance, whatever feels right to you. But show your expertise through educational content as well, but not the surface level 3 tips how to. So educational resources can be a free checklist or a free PDF or a free masterclass that takes someone from step 1 to step 2 in your 5-step process, for example. And you're going to be creating assets that keep working for you 24/7 through your website if you want your website to be the center of your marketing strategy, which I really, really recommend because it's yours. If your social media profile gets closed or deleted tomorrow, then what do you do? But if it's your website, it's yours. You have your email list. Then if Instagram or Facebook shut down tomorrow or like there is a blackout, it won't affect you. So focus on one piece of content at a time that can bring leads, prospects over and over for weeks, months, and years. That's even if you have the same type of brain as I have, like putting effort into something that's going to vanish, it doesn't make sense to my brain. I cannot. But when I spend time creating a blog, for example, I know it's going to work for me forever. So I'm happy to do it. It makes sense to me. I see the logic. With my type of brain, I need things to make sense. Otherwise, I cannot. So if this resonates with you, I wrote a full blog about why social media isn't working for everyone, like for every business owner. So the link is in the description. You can click and take a look. And if you want to build a long-term visibility system that's going to be working for you forever, I have a new program that's called Sold Out SEO. The link will also be in the description. Check it out. And if you're interested, feel free to join or to book your free call to talk about it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this video helped you because trust me, this is something that 2016, 2017, even 2020 me would have needed. So leave me a comment if it has helped you. And until next time, take care. Bye.